is the way that brands are going about influencing either their customers or the public in general, is it different to the way it was pre-pandemic? And if yes, how so?
I think that influence is always about being relevant and being there in the moments that matter. And I think what has really shifted in the past 2 years, it isn't necessarily that the nature of influence has shifted, but our lives have dramatically changed and the backdrop of our lives have changed. So I think if anything, it's more important now than ever to really be there and be helpful in the moments that matter.
People are influencing around values and purpose a lot more than maybe they were influencing around kind of cool factor and who do we know that's famous. And so if we think of someone like Gurdeep Pandar from YouTube, has influenced the country, taught the country to dance and brought people together, and his influence is really stretched far and wide, and he's done that on YouTube. And this is a different kind of influence. So I think we'll see that a lot, and we continue to see that. A brand like Kraft Heinz has done a really good job in this moment, being influential, but also being understanding of people's situation. They launched a ketchup puzzle. They had a kid's book about pronouns. They've leaned into things that people are talking about and struggling with, and that served them well as an iconic Canadian brand.
Here you are again, one of Canada's 10 most influential brands for the 10th year in a row. What's the secret sauce?
Yeah, I think our secret sauce is really about helpfulness, and that's powered by innovation and a commitment to the communities that we operate in, and a commitment to Canada. So if 2020 was really about adapting to the pandemic and helping to bring businesses online and train Canadians, 2021 was really about inclusive recovery. And we have 3 programs that we really started up in 2020, but we pivoted a lot more in 2021 to focus on inclusivity. So the first is Shop Here, and Shop Here is about bringing 25,000 SMBs, small and medium-sized businesses. These are the ones that have really struggled the most, bringing them online. And we've brought them online in a very inclusive manner. Out of these 25,000 businesses that we've been working with, 64% of them are women entrepreneurs, a third of them are BIPOC. Our Google Career Certificates, really doubling down to underrepresented communities and partnerships with ComIT and Inspire. In 2021, we actually launched certificates really focused on underrepresented groups. And our Indigenous Skills program, where we really focused on that, because more than ever, this was the year to do that for Canada, and we need to begin and we need to continue on.
Tell me a little bit about the role that advertising has played in kind of reinforcing Google's position from an influence perspective.
We ran a helpfulness campaign this year across all media, helping people understand some of the stuff that Sabrina just talked about, of how we're helping 25,000 businesses get online, and helping regular Canadians, keep up with the digital transformation. We've celebrated 20 years of Google in Canada, and we are out social first, but also in print and out of home, looking at search over the last 20 years. And the amazing insight is that actually Canada's been in search of itself. The most searched topic in Canada is actually Canada. So from questions like, is a Canada goose born outside of Canada still Canadian, to whose native land am I on, or how many gold medals has Canada won, Canadians have been searching and sharing their curiosity and their hopes for the future with us, and that's really amazing. Really leaned into that emotional connection with our consumers and how they connect every day with Google and our products and services. And I think we'll continue to do that. Obviously, it's been a challenging time for everybody, and I think connecting with people around the moments and the things that matter most to them, and really building that emotional connection with our consumers is very important to us. We've always been a digital first advertiser for obvious reasons, and we believe strongly in the power of our own platform. So YouTube online video, search and display, connected TV. So all of those play a significant role in how we get out to market. But of course, we're also investing in traditional media like television and print and out of home.
There are 6 dimensions, for want of a better word, that we have found to drive or contribute to a brand's influence. So I'm going to tell you what those 6 are this year, and then I'm going to ask you which 1 or 2 you think are primarily the ones that drive or contribute to the influence of the Google brand. Trust, engagement, corporate citizenship, being leading edge, having presence, and some COVID-related issues.
The first one is really about presence. Like, we are integrated in the lives of Canadians, whether it's, getting up in your morning and turning to your Pixel and doing a few searches to actually helping get your kids online with their Chromebooks. And I think that's really critical, as we are there in those moments that matter. And what's critical to that is trust, Canadians trust us, and they trust us to be there for them in those moments.
Are we going to see anything new and interesting and very different as we move forward, whether it's in the on the soft end or on the hardware end?
Yeah, the fun thing about Google is that we're always innovating, and there's always great things that are going to be launched. So I would say this year, expect more innovations in the products that you use every day, whether it's search or YouTube or, the amazing hardware products, more Pixel, more Nest, etc. I've been loving the recent Fitbit that we have. So there's a lot of great innovations that will continue to come, and all of them will be anchored on helpfulness.
Where do you guys go for inspiration? What kind of things, what kind of brands, what circumstances inspire Laura and Sabrina?
The thing that inspires me is really the people, the leaders, the frontline workers behind the brands. And that's what I turn to for inspiration. And I think this year, including the last year, but more than ever this year, the frontline workers and how they have just been so resilient and been there, whether it's when you're checking out at a grocery store, to absolutely the frontline workers in our healthcare system, to all the leaders that are making tough decisions and really trying to help Canadians and help everyone in this period. That really inspires me.
What advice would you give to a young marketer these days about how they might generate more influence for the brand that they're trying to build?
Sit down and really think about, what are your brand's values? What do you stand for? If your brand was a person, what would they be like? Who would they be friends with? What kind of things would they talk about? And then really look at your marketing and decide whether those personality traits are coming through in how you're marketing. And if they're not, then make a change. Brands really have to figure out how to read the room across all these moments. So really look at what you're doing, look at what's happening in the world of the people that you're trying to reach, connect with things that matter to them, and find ways that your message resonates with them versus just talking about yourself.